Hi and welcome to video number 8 in our consigning tutorial series. Today's topic is proper use of a tagging gun. Tagging guns can be a little intimidating and tricky if you're new to that, so we want to help you out as much as possible. When you print your tags, the first suggestion is to choose the option for six tags instead of 4, because that's going to save you on ink as well as paper. And you want to make sure your computer is set to landscape as opposed to portrait so that the tags print out correctly. Once you have them printed out, you'll cut them out and they will look similar to this. And you're going to take your items, and we always recommend that you place the tag on the right side of the item. It'll be on the bar hanging like this. If it's on the right side, that's going to give easy access to the shopper to be able to look at that tag and see the price and the size. For pants, you certainly could put it in the tag in the back as well as shirts, but oftentimes that tag then gets stuck in the article of clothing, and that makes it a little more difficult for the shopper to find. So we recommend right side and on the front of the item. Whenever you're placing a tag, whether it's using a tagging gun or a safety pin, you want to find the thickest part of the article of clothing or a seam. That's going to prevent a hole. Tagging guns can make holes in the clothing as well as safety pins, so we're trying to eliminate that as much as possible. So if I'm doing these pants here, I am going to get my tagging gun ready. This already has the needle in, but I do need to put the barbs in. The tagging gun has what kind of looks like a T, and that makes it easy for you to figure out exactly how to put the barbs in. Only one side of the barbs has a T. So I'm just going to match that up. And really all you do is push it in until it can't go any further. If you want to make sure that it's in all the way, all you need to do is squeeze, and if a barb was released, you know you have them in correctly. I'm going to take the tagging gun and poke a hole through the tag. I recommend you doing it where the safety pin, this is new to JBF, fairly new. They have a picture of a safety pin. That would show you where to put your pin, but that's also where I recommend you poke the hole with the tagging gun. If you have it too far up to the top, it can easily rip off, and then we've lost the tag. So poke a hole through your tag, and then find the seam or a thick part of the item so that you can try to reduce the hole. So I'm going to do it in a seam here. I'm doing it right through here, if you can see. What you want to do is you want to make sure that needle is completely through the item. And this is tough. I have my fingers in the back trying to find the needle as it comes through and help guide it. The needle is all the way through, and all I need to do is press my button. The barb has been released. I pull it out, and voila, you have a tag in your clothing. I have another one here. This is a dress. In the spring and summer sale, I often will put the tags in the armpit because it's short sleeve, and then that tag is easily exposed. But when you're dealing with fall and winter items that have long sleeves, if you do the tag here, it oftentimes will get lost behind that sleeve, so we don't recommend doing that. So for here, I could choose to put it through this seam, but what I think I'm going to do to even be a little more safe is I'm going to put it under the collar. There's a very thick seam here, and if there is any kind of a hole that is created, it's going to be covered by that collar. So again, I take my gun, I poke it through the tag where the safety pin is. I'm going to find that thick part, that seam. I'm going to push my needle all the way through the item using my fingers behind it as a guide. It's all the way through. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to press the button. The barb is released. I pull out, and there is your tag. Here's another example. For this one, this is a thick seam right here, so I'm going to place it somewhere in there. Again, I take my gun, poke a hole through the tag. I'm going to use my other hand to kind of guide the needle. I'm going to get it through that thick seam, push it all the way through, press my button, pull away, and the tag is in. It's really quite simple once you get the hang of it, and it can make the tagging process a whole lot quicker. If you're using safety pins, that is perfectly fine, but again, we're recommending that you find a thick part of the clothing or a seam to reduce the hole. It's very frustrating when you find something super cute and you take it home, remove the tag, and then you have this hole and the child is unable to wear it. I hope you have found this helpful. Make sure to join us next Tuesday for another tagging video in our Consigning tutorial series. Thanks so much.